Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
Joy Nightingale.
And today we've landed right here in the great state of Massachusetts. That's right, we are in the Bay State. I'm with my baby.
Wow.
I know. So, we're just started a road trip. In case you haven't known, Mom's been with us in one or two videos on our channel. My mom, not Joyce. And her health hasn't been good 2 years ago, and this is Mom's first time going away. She actually went in. We're at a rest stop right now. This is the start of the trip. It's the road trip up to, we're going to take her to one of her friends' cabins in New Hampshire. But we figured, while on the road today, there's a few things I've always wanted to check out, wanted to bring you along. So we have some good stuff in store for you. You're curious what it is? I'll let you know. We are actually going to go to the birthplace of Johnny Appleseed. Up here in New England, there's a breakfast spot we love. We went to one in Burlington, there's one in Massachusetts. We're gonna go get some breakfast. Then, once we hit New Hampshire, they have a Donkey Kong mural. Those sound like some good things. Those sound like some things that we'd like to share with you, and we're gonna. Hopefully you like this kind of thing. If you do, you should like this video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, we won't mind if you do it. We'd greatly appreciate it. We're always on adventures and oddities and kitsch. We have over 500 videos. There's lots for you to check out. Make sure you ring the notification bell. Comment down below. What is your favorite weird roadside attraction? But I think it's time to do this. Step her up. Let's go for this ride. There's Mom now, getting ready. We're gonna head into the rest stop. We've been cruising along. Right now, I think we're in this Charlton East here on this map. Been driving for a while, got up early this morning. I just never knew this one has a Ben & Jerry's. I gotta check that out one day. But we're not heading that way. We're taking this road up to 495 to 93 into New Hampshire. It's gonna be a good day on the road. I just realized this is Ben & Jerry's here.
Oh.
We might not be getting any Ben & Jerry's right now, but it's barely 8 in the morning. Well, just hitting 8. But I could always listen to Ben & Jerry's. I know what you're wondering. If you're not getting Ben & Jerry's, what are you doing at this rest stop? Well, of course, using the facilities, but also, you see behind me, I love vending machines, and they got a good variety here. You might want a little prize for the all-American chicken. Or, are you the key master? I am the gatekeeper. We have a classic stacker. A super bouncy ball machine I have never seen. It's a pop fly. We have to go and catch the ball. So we hit the button, hit, it dispenses a ball, and then you have to catch it. So I guess hit releases a ball, and then we have to try to catch them. Here to play ball.
It did say play ball.
Give me a sausage.
I guess you're not getting a ball.
Well, I'm a New Yorker. I guess this is the curse. New Yorkers don't like the Boston baseball. And this game don't like me. Also have a toy taxi to win a ball. Regular good old claw machine. I like the claw machines are only $1 here. If you forgot your toiletries, we have a nice CVS vending machine. But this is the machine I come here for. Every time we come to Massachusetts, I win a new duck. And I'm trying to see who we gonna go for today. We have some glitter ones. I see a cow duck. There's a unicorn duck back there. And I love this claw machine. Play till you win. Go for Mohawk duck here. Mohawk duck acquired.
It goes, I like how it goes quack also when you get it. Oh no, it registered it this time.
Sometimes this machine doesn't register and I win like 10 ducks. Another duck for the collection. I have a crushed penny machine. All the good vending machines, Joy, including...
Hey, Mom. Is that a vending machine?
It's a coin op. It doesn't work though. See?
Because it's a relic.
Another game I never played. Skillful Revolution. So it looks like this arrow is gonna drop. I have to click this and stuff falls. I don't know if this stops when I put it in. All right. I only have 14 seconds. I want Hello Kitty.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, it stops.
Nope.
I thought it might still keep spinning. I definitely missed Hello Kitty. I never played it before. Now I know. And now back to the road. So we made our way to Lancaster, Massachusetts, because there's a little rest stop off Route 2, and it isn't just any rest stop. It's the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Information Center. We're about to go inside. Let's take a few seconds to enjoy all the outside stuff. A lot of people are surprised to know Johnny Appleseed was a real man named John Chapman. So many people know the folktale story of him, just walking around, barefoot, pot on his head. American folktale. Like you hear of like Paul Bunyan walking around like using his axe carving the Grand Canyon. You don't picture these to be real. And Paul Bunyan wasn't, but Johnny Appleseed was. John Chapman, born in Massachusetts, went around, planted orchards, grew some apple trees, helped the West, the frontier, have food for when the wagons were coming through, he was a religious man, self-appointed minister. He was a real folk hero back then, doing good for people. So it is cool that he is honored here at this rest stop. And I just don't understand something. When you think of those American folk heroes, Johnny Appleseed, probably one of the first conservationists, John Chapman, went around trying to grow more trees. Paul Bunyan, lumberjack, cutting down all the trees.
Oh, wow.
They're like arch nemesis. I want like someone to make a Street Fighter, a Mortal Kombat style game. I want Johnny Appleseed versus Paul Bunyan. First thing we come to in front of the visitor center is the Big Apple of New England, supposedly the biggest apple of New England. Visit North Central Massachusetts, Johnny Appleseed Country. The giant red apple structure, which stands at 10 feet tall, is the largest apple structure of its kind in all New England. It is large enough to hold an estimate of 20,639 apples inside.
Wow.
This sculpture was officially unveiled on Wednesday, July 10th, 2019 by the Johnny Appleseed Trail Association to honor the region's strong agricultural heritage in connection to apples and that icon of American folk history, Johnny Appleseed. American pioneer and folk hero John Chapman was born locally in Leominster, Massachusetts. He's the official state folk hero for Massachusetts. The Big Apple of New England is part of an effort to promote North Central Massachusetts to travelers and visitors. Right in front of the entrance to the visitor center, we have a statue of John Chapman, known as Johnny Appleseed. I think we just entered the coolest rest stop ever. From apple presses. Look at this. This spot's awesome. I love me some maple syrup. You figure a spot named Johnny Appleseed's would need some apples, and they got it covered. Ooh, and sweet merch. All the brochures. Look, we actually could find some apples to pick. Beautiful theming here, talking about New England. We have some Johnny Appleseed apple baskets up top. Johnny Appleseed was here. You know how you could tell? This is how you could tell you could get yourself a Granny Smith apple mini coffee cake. We have a case with all Johnny Appleseed memorabilia, from postage stamps to a Disney American Legends Volume 1. Cute little glasses, earrings, cufflinks, postcards. I love it. Some patches. There's another one. Johnny Appleseed, presented by Disney. Original Featherstone flamingos. We have the blue edition, special edition. We actually have Don Featherstone with his flamingos. I was expecting Johnny Appleseed. I wasn't expecting flamingos. I know Don Featherstone, who made the first pink flamingos, is from Massachusetts, but I don't know where he's from. I have to look into this. We have a wood carving that looks like it would be Johnny Appleseed. Later in life, not when he was born here. Actually titled Chainsaw Carved Johnny Appleseed 7-foot bust. Carved at the Appleseed County Fair 2021. Sculpted by Mark Bosworth. Carving a John Chapman. The combination of them both. We have the flamingos with the birthplace of Johnny Appleseed in one snow globe. That has to be one of the most epic snow globes ever. That's how I picture him portrayed. Barefoot, raggedy clothes, a pot on his head. Just kept it on this. We always had a pot with him so we could cook something. And nutcracker form. Ooh. Got some books on Johnny Appleseed. So if you want to learn more about him. Perfect souvenir, Johnny Appleseed crushed pen. There he is, walking, planting those seeds.
So I'm looking in the showcase about Johnny Appleseed, and they have this little figurine, and I'm like to the girl, how much is that? It looked like a Norman Rockwell. She goes, oh no, that's just our collection. They had a Johnny Appleseed cookie.
I know, the museum collection. It was the little showcase.
Oh, that was the collection?
Yeah, but I see you got a brown paper bag. What kind of cool apple goodness did you get from the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center?
I got my favorite Johnny Appleseed thing.
What?
He used to love on his apples. Mustard relish.
That's not apples.
Oh, around this area also, the guy that made the pink flamingos, and not the movie, they have all kind of flamingo stuff in there.
So much so, I don't know if you noticed this. If you look at their weather vane on top of the building, which is not facing the right direction, let me redirect myself. We're turning. It's fighting me, it's turning the opposite way. The weather vane is a flamingo, honoring Don Featherstone. The little sitting area, we have a cute little bench, wood carved bench with some bears stealing some apples. I like this one. We have the mural of the young Johnny Appleseed with the seeds in the Bible, and then we have the older Johnny Appleseed planting the seeds. Have a giant apple, have a statue. But if you're gonna honor a man that planted apple trees, you know the best way to honor him? At this visitor center, there are 91 apple trees. What's amazing is 3 of them, called Rambo apple trees, are actually descendants of apple trees that John Chapman himself planted. Johnny Appleseed apple tree. This is a descendant of the last surviving Rambo apple tree planted in Nova, Ohio around 1840 by John Chapman. So just picture this. This is a tree coming from one of the trees that Johnny Appleseed actually planted. Joy's touching history. It's okay. It just says don't pick apples, don't climb. She's not doing either. She's petting it, saying good tree, good tree. But as we can see, this whole area is planted with all different apple trees. So we went to the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Information Center. One town over is a very important Johnny Appleseed site. Let's head there now. So we have made our way to Leominster, Massachusetts. As we can see, it might look like a tombstone in front of us, but it's actually a historical marker, because we are talking about John Chapman, as you can see, better known as Johnny Appleseed. Well, the reason we're here is a stone's throw away from here, this is the closest we could get, is the birthplace of Johnny Appleseed. He was born September 26, 1774. He was the second child of Nathaniel and Elizabeth Chapman. He wasn't here for that long because sadly his mother passes away in 1776. At the age of 18, John persuaded his actually 17-year-old brother to go west with him. After they head west, John's brother meets up with some other family, and John ends up apprenticing as an orchardist under a Mr. Crawford, who grew apples. In 1800, at the age of 26, Chapman was in Licking River, Ohio, and here he planted his first orchard, which was on the farm of Isaac Student. Now, a lot of people picture the folk tale of Johnny Appleseed going around, he's just sprinkling apple seeds everywhere he'd go. It was a little more organized than that. He actually was setting up orchards at settlements as you're heading west, because with the apple orchards, a lot of the laws for the new settlements, that sort of gave him the property, and he was a smart businessman. So as he's setting up these orchards, he'd come back every year or so, he'd put it on someone's property or have people work it. He was actually gaining more land and land as he goes, extending it. You could say he was one of the first conservationists, extending this, regrowing trees. He was a successful businessman, like I said, having many parcels of land which he planted seeds, accumulating to about 1,200 acres across 3 states. As I was saying, the apple orchards were required by law to uphold land claims in many of these settlements. Now, a lot of times you see him pictured like there. You can see it on the stone, running around, happy-go-lucky. He dressed the way he dressed by choice, not out of necessity. He wanted to be comfortable. And as he was doing this, he actually was also a missionary, spreading the word of the new church. So he was sowing apple seeds and passing out these books. And the first time people started really knowing about him is in 1817. A bulletin of the Church of New Jerusalem in Manchester, England, is the first written publication that mentions John Chapman. If you're wondering, what road is it on? Well, we actually are on Johnny Appleseed Lane. We have a replica, I guess, of the cabin that he would have been born in. Another plaque here. The birthplace of Johnny Appleseed.
No, it says about his dad.
And that religion of New Church. You see, a deepest religious followers of Emanuel Swedenborg. He became a self-appointed missionary, sharing his religious tracts and Bibles with settlers who listened in awe to his interpretation. During the War of 1812, he saved countless lives by being a peacemaker between Indians and settlers. That's an interesting fact.
This one was cool too. Walt Disney gave Johnny Appleseed worldwide recognition with his 1948 release of Melody Time, in which Johnny was depicted as an American folk hero.
Progress is always an interesting thing. We have the sign, we have little behind it you see a new modern house, and this whole area that we are in is very residential with big modern houses, a lot different than in 1770s when he was born. We have made our way to North Andover. See, when we come to New England, one of my old co-workers back when I was working selling jewelry in New York City, a girl named Alex, said, Joe, you like funky, you like weird, you like to eat, go to the Friendly Toast. So years ago we went to one in Burlington, Vermont. Behind us, here in North Andover, we have another Friendly Toast. Thank you, Alex, for sharing them with me. I love them. We're gonna go have breakfast. There it is, the Friendly Toast. Right when you walk in, look at it. From a Gremlin's Lunchbox to a Chipmunk's, Raggedy Ann Andy, Rubber Soul. Some cool board games,
Awesome.
trays.
Shed aquarium.
Oh, good old Chicago. Decisions, the Friendly Toast, all day brunch and bar. And trust me, they have some good drinks there, including some flights, like mimosa flights. Non-alcoholic, ooh, that's for me. Appetizers, some good breakfast. I think this is calling my name. Chicken and waffles, fluffy Belgian waffle wedges infused with bacon, fried roasted poblano corn, and jalapeno jack cheese layered with our Rice Krispies coated chicken breast, drizzled with hot honey chipotle, maple sour cream, and pickled onions. I'm good. And of course, some classics. You can get your omelets and sweet stuff like pancakes, French toast, Cookie Monster pancakes. I love sweet stuff, but I already got the sweetest thing there is.
You're cheesy.
Ooh, something with cheese, that sounds good. I mean, any spot that makes waffles tie-dye with Fruity Pebble cereal is cool by me. I'll pay you for a breakfast Tuesday that I eat today. See, it's Wimpy. All the cool decor. We have an Incredible Hulk. Dinosaurs hanging out of Aerosmith. Look how glorious that looks. Mom got the breakfast street tacos and home fries. Joy also got those breakfast street tacos.
Got some waffle.
It's infused with like corn and goodness.
Yeah.
That looks so amazing.
It has like hablanos and corn and all this stuff. I thought it was going to be overpowering. It still is sweet, but it's also savory. This spot, if you're ever in, they're in Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. Next year, I think they're opening one in Connecticut.
Yes.
Go to Friendly Toast, trust me.
Ooh. That sounds like a nice hard crunch.
Coated with Rice Krispie flour. This is amazing.
Yeah.
For breakfast.
Awesome.
Time for some street tacos. Yum. I love it. It is a breakfast taco, so. Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh. Wow.
That maple sour cream in it. It's like a Chipotle maple sour cream.
But the eggs taste savory, like you're eating a real taco, not like you're eating like scrambled egg. And the tortilla is made like French toast. What do you think of your taco, Mom?
It's a pretty good taco. But I had a little extra hot sauce and extra pico on mine. But it's really good.
I love this spot. Definitely is good at balancing savory and sweet in their foods. Just so you know, it was good food. We have made it to Hooksett, New Hampshire. That's right, we made it to New Hampshire. We were at another visitor center. I know you're saying another. Well, we drive. It's a long drive. So there's bathrooms. We have to use bathrooms. They're cool too. New Hampshire's a weird state to me. Because this is a New Hampshire Welcome Center liquor and wine outlet. The whole left side is a giant liquor and wine outlet. There's a general store, there's donuts, there's coffee shops. I like that it's not like just like corporate things, like not just a McDonald's and a Subway. It has its own home state feel, but it still is weird.
Like get your local stuff here.
Yeah, in New York, we just walk into any store and there's a liquor store around the corner.
Yeah.
Here you have to go to the state liquor stores. It's still different to me, but it's what it is. I mean, just look how cool this is. The little stores, Joe's Coffee, to the League of the New Hampshire Craftsmen, actually local artists art store. There's the big liquor and wine outlet, like I was saying.
Got your little ice cream shop with some Sour Patch
See,
stuff going
now
on.
with the ice cream.
Ooh. We should take that cone thing home.
Join the wolf pack.
Gotta get your fireworks going on.
And if you really want some heat, right with the fireworks, Little Nitro, world's hottest gummy bears. Maybe you want to go to the New Hampshire General Store. Not like most rest stops. I really love the New Hampshire rest stops. After long drives, do you feel groggy? You know you're in New Hampshire. We get maple syrup mousses, all the fun classic souvenirs. Treat yourself. Ooh. In the candy shop, the saltwater taffy is displayed in a little boat, sailing the sea, bringing
Salty
yourself
sea.
that sweet treat. Novelty sodas. We've tried these actually. If you want to see what they taste like, we actually did a video. We'll put a link to that down below. Fancy, fancy displays. Look at this. LED boards. I was like, that picture is moving. You remember, right, Joy?
Scotty doesn't know.
Don't tell Scotty. Scotty doesn't know. You got it. Awesome topographical map of the state of New Hampshire. This map actually was built in 1938. Oh, I know those white mountains. There's Mount Washington. That's not this trip. We're going right here to Lake Winnipesaukee.
This map was also rediscovered in 2008 when it was like hidden away or stored away in a warehouse for like about 30 years.
Ooh. And it's massive. Joey, go stand next to it for size. You just come up to about Concord. And it couldn't be a good rest stop unless we have some taxidermy. And look at the size of the liquor store. Nothing is huge. We have made our way to New Hampshire's capital, Concord, because we heard there's a hidden mural here. We're at 5 South State Street. Behind that apartment building is a mural. We wanted to check it out. We wanted to bring you along to check it out.
They're hunting.
Anything weird, anything bizarre is stuff I like to find. We read we have to go behind, next to this coffee shop, down this alley. It's tucked away. You gotta know what you're looking for here.
Wow.
But we know. It should be right here. Oh, there it is.
Oh my god.
There it is, folks.
This is so awesome.
Because in this apartment's elevator shaft, we see an Nintendo entertainment system. We all know it's supposed to be Nintendo. And as we look up, we have Mario, we have Donkey Kong, and we have the princess. This whole elevator shaft has been painted to look like we are playing Donkey Kong. This is pretty epic. And this mural is actually pretty new. It was painted in 2022 by artist Manny Ramirez, Cecilia Ulabara, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, and Christian Ramirez. And they were the founders of the Positive Street Art, which is a non-profit arts group here in New Hampshire that's meant to uplift communities through their fun murals. And boy, is this mural fun.
22?
Yep, they're up to level 22 score of 874,300.
Wow. A lot better than me.
Donkey Kong is getting ready to throw down some barrels at Mario. And people, understand, we are behind private residence. These are people's apartments. Behave, don't make too much noise, don't come 3 in the morning, because maybe they will throw real barrels at you if you misbehave.
This is crazy and awesome. All in one. I'm loving this so much.
Mario's doing good though. Look, he already got by the flame guy.
Okay.
And now he has the hammer. So that barrel coming at him, he's just gonna bash it. He's good, he's good. And there you can see they actually put their logo, the Positive Street Arts.
Yep.
Like I said, it was a non-profit.
Right
The 3
over
artists
there.
found it.
What's even really cute is like with the bottom, if you look towards the side over there, it kind of goes like a little bit like
the
to the
console
fade.
fades.
Yeah.
And I also love how they used the metal high beams.
Oh, to be like the ladders and stuff
yeah,
like that.
to look like
Yeah.
it's part of the levels.
And it would have been cool if like they had almost controller bean bags and kind of make it look like it should be plugged in, but still, it's awesome.
We are kids of the 80s. We grew up classic NES kids. This is our childhood. This is our legacy. But it's time to blast off from here because we have one more spot to show you.
Let's go.
I said we were blasting off. We're standing in front of a replica of a Redstone rocket. Now this is out in front of the McAuliffe and Shepherd Discovery Center. That's a Discovery Center named after 2 New Hampshire natives, both astronauts. Alan Shepard, the very first American to go to outer space, and Krista McAuliffe. She was actually one of the first teachers chosen to go up in the Challenger. It was part of the Teacher in Space program, which to me, I remember that day so clearly. I was 4 years old in 1986, and I remember my mom said, "This is a big deal, we're gonna watch the Challenger going up." And being 4, you don't understand the world yet. And I remember seeing it going up and knowing something went terribly wrong when it didn't go up all the way and it exploded. But my mom crying, I didn't understand, like, people were on it. And that was when she explained to me life and death. And one of those things how, like, you're 4 years old, you don't think you have memories with it. Traumatizes you. You remember that stuff, seeing that stuff live on TV. But we're here to talk about this rocket. Now, it is known as a redstone replica. Now, this redstone rocket replica is 92 feet tall, and the structure is a replica of the Mercury redstone rockets. That's right, the very first rockets we were using to launch people to space. We first launched an orangutan in it, and then later we did Alan Shepard and Gus Grissom, and they discontinued using this rocket in the 1960s. And this one is actually based off the one that Alan Shepard used, because he was the first American to go to space, and he's in New Hampshire. That's why this museum's half it's named after him. And there here we see. Here's the Mercury redstone. Carried Alan Shepard, the first American in space. Then we have the Mercury Atlas, which carried John Glenn, the first American to orbit Earth a year later. And here we have the space shuttles from 81 to 2010, the first reusable spacecrafts, and Saturn V US, launch vehicle for the Apollo missions, launched Neil Armstrong into space in 1969. He was the first man to set foot on the moon. That's a bigger rocket. Could you imagine just floating through space in a little pod like that? Would you be cool? Would you give it a shot? This picture is of this Mercury redstone, not the replica, but the real deal, taking Alan Shepard into space. And we can see the rudders, the fin, the engine, the fuel, instruments compartment. Here's the explosive ring. So he was just in there, just that.
So much of this is just to get you out of there, and then that's all. It's like, what? Itty bitty.
Bum 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 bum. So there you have it. An epic drive. We saw fun little things. We saw Johnny Appleseed. That Donkey Kong mural was amazing in Concord.
That's like one of my favorites.
I know everything we did was little stuff. But little stuff is good for road trips when you just have to get somewhere. And I learned, don't pass on those little things. Like these road trips, even though they seem little, they're important, and we greatly appreciate when you spend the time in your life watching us doing this stuff. It really means the world to us. We don't take it for granted, because these little things, nothing is trivial. Enjoy these moments. I look at the way this is now, and 2 years ago, we almost lost my mom, and now we're sitting at Lake Winnipesaukee, and she's in the house talking to her friend. A year ago to this day, the day of filming this, not the day you're watching this, I pulled out my back, and we got all these doctors. Physical therapy only stopped a month and a half ago, and I laid on my living room floor, couldn't make it up the stairs to our bedroom for almost 3 months. Mm-hmm. I had to walk for cane when I was able to stand. I couldn't stand for about a month and a half. Don't look at little days when you do a little thing as trivial. Really enjoy this. Really enjoy your life. And that's what really means the world to us, that you're here with us. And hopefully you enjoyed our fun adventure. I love learning about Johnny Appleseed. I liked looking at the mural, the rocket.
Yep. Oh,
Don't-
yeah, that was pretty cool.
If you're coming to New England, look up Friendly Toast. Make sure you go to one of them. But I think we can call it
I think so.
our road trip to Lake Winnipesaukee. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels
Good eats.
and live life. Move over, I'm driving here. Move over. I always laugh at this. Just check your tire pressure. Not to hit people on the head with.
No,
No.
not at all.